What Tyson Fury's just done is crazy. He's just booked a fight with Oleksandr Usyk just 2 months after he's about to fight one of the hardest punchers of all time in Francis Ngannou. But maybe Tyson's seen this recent footage of Ngannou training here and it just gives him so much confidence, because if you see this right now, it's kind of like, oh, mate. But the fight with Ngannou is not going to be as straightforward as Tyson thinks, or most people think. And booking this fight with Usyk could be the biggest mistake of Tyson Fury's whole career. And I'm going to talk about why that might be, and also why you should be excited like I am for this fight that's happening on the 28th of October in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Now, this fight is scheduled for 10 rounds, but no way is this going to go the distance. One of them is going to get knocked out. And I think Tyson Fury has totally underestimated Francis Ngannou. Now, I understand Francis has never boxed before. He hasn't got the footwork like Tyson Fury. He hasn't got the hand speed like Fury. He hasn't got the boxing IQ of Tyson Fury. But what that man does have, he possesses a certain type of punch power that no matter who you are, if he lands this punch on your chin, you are going to sleep. And with Tyson Fury underestimating him, that might just give Francis Ngannou that tiny little window to end this fight. Now you might be thinking,
Tony, he's got no chance. Even if Tyson Fury looks past Francis Ngannou, he'll still beat him. How can he not? He's never boxed a day in his life.
Well, mate, let me just give you a little example of underestimating your opponents. When I competed in the 2008 Olympic Games, 2 of my Olympic teammates got drawn to fight against someone that they'd already fought before and beaten. And they were happy with that because they knew they were going to beat them again, and then they were going to fight someone tougher, someone stronger, someone better. And they were focusing on the guys who they were going to fight after they were fighting these guys they'd already beat. And can you guess what happened? Yes, they forgot about who was in front of them. They looked past them and end up getting beat off people they'd already beaten before. Now, this is at Olympic level, not just a regular professional boxing fight. I'm talking about Olympic level athletes looking past their opponents. So it does happen on the highest level. And when I fought in the quarterfinals of the Olympics, I was fighting a guy who I'd already beaten. And because what happened with my Olympic teammates, I spent so much time studying the fighter who I'd already beaten, looking at what worked, what didn't work, really focused in on it because I didn't want this mistake to happen, what happened to them. And I ended up beating this guy and winning an Olympic medal, and the rest was history. For me, but for my teammates, they never got another chance again, and they went home empty-handed without a medal, where they could have actually won one if they didn't look past their opponents. See, you get complacent when you do that, and this cannot happen, especially in the heavyweight division, because it takes that split second where Tyson might be dropping his hands down, just thinking about how good he looks. This is an easy fight for me, and then that's it. Boom! Ngannou lands that 1 in a million punch because Tyson Fury switched off. That's why this is so exciting, because you just don't know what's going to happen. Francis knows he's not going to be able to outbox Tyson Fury. So is he going to come out like a madman, rushing forward with his hands up high, trying to throw as many punches as he can, getting hold of Tyson Fury, using his wrestling skills, even though they're not going to be wrestling like as in thrown to the ground, but using that strength that no boxer in the world has got, where he gets inside and Tyson just can't move? Because these MMA fighters have got a real knack, a real skill of being able to control anyone when you're inside, especially if you're not used to training MMA. So is he going to do that and then try and pull the arms down, get his arms inside, and all of a sudden come around the top with a big overhand right? And again, this is why it's exciting. After watching that press conference with Fury and Ngannou, I've got to say that Ngannou seemed very confident, very hungry, maybe even more hungry than Tyson did. This is the biggest fight and the biggest opportunity of his life, where Tyson Fury, on the other hand, he's just fighting a guy who's never boxed before. His real fight is in December against Oleksandr Usyk. This is just a warm-up fight, a big, massive payday, like an easy exhibition for him, like a sparring match. But when you've got Francis Ngannou, who's 6'4", 270 pounds, with a six-pack, which is kind of unknown, like a tank, giving his everything to try and knock out Tyson Fury, it's really making me think, like, wow. Something else that's exciting about this fight is Mike Tyson is in the corner of Francis Ngannou. I don't know how much that's going to make a difference. With boxing and boxing training, I know this firsthand. Just because you were an amazing boxer like Mike Tyson doesn't mean that you're going to have success as a trainer. Two completely different skills in any sport as well. And if you know sport, you will know this. But one thing about Mike Tyson is he's got that knowledge. He's got that boxing IQ. He was absolutely obsessed with boxing, knew everything about it. And I'm guessing if there's anyone in the world actually who knows how to knock out a guy who's way taller than you, 5 inches in this case, it is Mike Tyson. So yeah, this is definitely making the fight more interesting. Now let's have a quick look at their training camps and how they're training for these fights. First, Ngannou. And this is some footage that's been released of Ngannou's training. First thing that I notice here, he's doing some like light technique sparring, which is good, but he's doing it with a guy who's smaller than him. Now, everything that Ngannou should be working on and focusing on in this fight camp is with someone taller than him, a lot taller than him, which I know is hard to get, but the money he's getting paid for this fight, he should be flying in these giant sparring partners. Even if it's just technique stuff like we're seeing right here, it's not good. It's not good enough. Then we can see Iron Mike there next to him, giving him some directions while he's on the body bag. Look at that. Mike Tyson, absolute beast. See what he's done there? He's jabbing up to get the guy's hands to come up, and he's throwing that big right hand to the body. But why he does it? Watch what Mike Tyson does. He takes his head off that center line, so he's coming right to the side there and getting all of that body weight behind the punch. So it's harder for the opponent to hit him when he's bringing that head off the line. That's better. Now he's got the trainer with the mitts high in the air, which you need when you're preparing for this taller guy. I'm pretty surprised that they're releasing this footage of him doing game plan stuff and they're putting it online. Pretty crazy, really. Yeah, that 1-2 hook the body. Looks nice, but it's slow. Now, the key is what he's going to have to do is be able to get him to the ropes and then do this. You can't do this in the middle of the ring, what they're doing now. Now, I get the only training, but again, Mike Tyson, not the experienced coach, and I'm not going to put him down on the guy on the mitts as well, but this should be against the ropes, you know, always working on realistic scenarios, because this is unrealistic in the middle of the ring. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they're doing this because the cameraman is there and they need it to be for the footage. I don't know, but you know what I'm saying? Another problem with having like Mike Tyson come in for a few weeks is, you know, it's not your trainer. It's not someone who you built a bond up with, a relationship up with. So he doesn't really know what's the best for him. But maybe he's got his trainers for that. I don't know the training camp and what it's like, where you need a trainer who knows you and understands you. And maybe that's the guy who was holding the mitts for him. I don't know. And they're working together.
So you know, this is just the beginning. You hear me, Francis? This is just the beginning. You didn't get started yet.
But I tell you what, having Mike Tyson in your corner, on your team, is really motivating, inspiring. Like, how could you not listen to Mike Tyson? Like there, he's just saying, this is just the beginning. You know, if Mike Tyson tells you to go harder, you're going to go bloody harder. Now, this has just been released with Francis Ngannou, and yeah, it's not looking good, honestly. Let's break it down. So look at this. Now, I know it's only training, but look, he's just threw that jab and look where it's come down to, right down here. Now think, this guy's small. Tyson Fury's this big up here. Tyson Fury's right hand, if that comes down, is boom, he's going to throw it straight down the pipe and hit him right on the chin. You cannot throw a lazy jab when you're in there with Tyson Fury when you're smaller than him. There it's again. Why is it coming down there? It should be there, up high here. Is this fake footage? Because this is pretty awful. And I've watched Ngannou in the past and he looked a lot better than this. Like, watch this double jab. What's the point? You're not hitting anyone with that.
It's disgraceful. These were the words of John Fury after he saw the open workout footage of Mike Tyson training Francis Ngannou. Was Mike and Francis playing possum? What do you think?
Just seen Francis Ngannou and Mike Tyson.
Tyson Fury's dad.
And that so-called trainer that's got the pads on. In the open workout. I hope he's kidding along and he's playing possum here.
So yeah, Tyson Fury's dad thinks that he's joking, because me too as well, because if he's not, he's going to get battered. I can't find any recent footage of Tyson Fury. This looks like it's old footage right here. Going through the basics, it looks like it's just doing this before a run. or he's throwing knees in the headbutts. That's Tyson Fury for you. And this unknown is the reason why I'm flying to Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, and I'll be there on October 28th watching this fight. I was at the Fury Wilder 3 fight, which was one of, if not the best fight I've ever seen in all my life in person. And if this has got 50% of the energy and anticipation as that one did, I'll be very happy with that. Now, with the size difference, so we got Tyson Fury, who is 6'9", massive, and in his last fight he fought Derek Chisora, who's like 6'1", and he's already beaten him twice, and we kind of all knew which way that fight was going to go. Tyson has got that long reach, like I mentioned. He's got that great boxing IQ, and he should, outbox Ngannou like pretty easily. But is he going to like take it too easy? He shouldn't, because of all of his experience. But like I mentioned, these Olympic athletes did it. Will he? I'm going to tell you who I think is going to win this fight, but I just want to read this tweet from Francis Ngannou, who is obviously very confident. He said, "I don't know what the minimum medical suspension is in boxing, but I really don't understand how Tyson Fury can fight in December after what's going to happen to him on October 28th. And I'm excited to go to Riyadh to see this fight. Now, all this being said, everything that I did see could actually happen. Nothing is impossible in this sport. But really, Tyson Fury is at the top for a reason. He's never been beaten. He's fought some absolute monsters in this game. So I'll be very surprised if Tyson does make the mistake and let Francis land that one punch. I see Tyson winning this fight by a late stoppage. But it's the unknown that's exciting us and why you should tune in October 28th. Now, I would love to know your thoughts in the comments below. Also, make sure you subscribe to this channel for more boxing videos like this and boxing education.